Now let me have my colleague Benjamin Tete, and then we have an old student from Prempeh College. They're going to join us here. Let's talk about today's contest. Prempeh College coming up against Krobo girls. We also have it's okay. So you can hear the noise coming from the guys from the West Africa Secondary School. Indeed. Okay, so Prempeh College is also going to respond in equal measure. That tells you. Okay, Prempeh College. Morale is high. West Africa Secondary School, we can see that the morale is also high on their part. Who is winning this contest? Let's be honest. I mean, let's just forget about affiliations here.
Okay, I'm being real. Okay. But then, from my perspective, Prempeh is winning. If you can see, was here last year, but they didn't get to semi-finals. But Prempeh College is, let me say, an expert in semi-finals. Even though WAS may be good, WAS may be good, but Prempeh College has the experience. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, Prempeh has the experience at semi-finals, which makes me like I have a real stand that Prempeh is winning. Prempeh College, you are winning today.
Okay, I'll be giving our viewers the points, the journey so far for the two leading teams in this particular contest. But let me find out from my colleague Benjamin Tete what he thinks of this particular contest.
Max, it looks to the ordinary mind, it looks like it's a done deal for Prempeh. But let's wait and see. I told you earlier in the morning that I'm still looking for that surprise, hopefully from West Africa Secondary School. You remember, so far, look at the semi-final, the two semi-finals we've had. It looks like the points haven't been too encouraging. In the last contest at the quarterfinals, West Africa Secondary School had 50 points. Okay, at the quarterfinal, West Africa Secondary had 50 points. And so let's see if they can be able to master that courage and be able to still do a lot more here this time.
Well, I just heard that the headmaster of West Africa Secondary School is in. Obviously, a morale booster for the contestants from West Africa Secondary School. But I mean, indeed, the other time we saw the guys from Sunday Senior High Technical School. Clementa Park, who is a member of parliament for Busa.
We have another member of parliament.
He was here. Oh, there's another. Tell me about it.
Oh, yes. We have another member of parliament from one of the gold mining communities. He's supporting Prempeh. He's just in a neighborhood. I'm going to bring him over shortly. We get to talk to him. He's an old boy, and apparently, during his year, they won the contest against Presec. And he was just telling me a while ago that he's here to give Prempeh all the 100% support.
We'll definitely bring him here during the problem of the day. We'll definitely bring him here during the problem of the day. But let's talk to West Africa Secondary School. Now, I want you to look into the camera for me. Now, WAS, you guys have managed to pull some surprises in this competition, in this 2018 competition. Is that going to happen today?
For sure. We are going to win.
Okay. What makes you so confident? You've seen Prempeh College before. In some minutes, I'll be giving you the figures.
But we don't care. The guys are Wazere and the guys are very good. And we are going to take the trophy. Let me put it that way, the trophy. We are going to take the trophy, yes.
You're going to take the trophy?
Yes, we are going to the finals.
What does it mean for West Africa Secondary School to be winners of the National Science and Maths Schools? What would it mean for you?
Oh, it's actually going to be a great news. It's going to raise the school.
points that we've had so far in this competition. When they came up against Accra Academy, Prempeh College had 67 points, Accra Academy had 26 points, Islamic Senior High School had 17 points. Now for West Africa Secondary School, at the 1H stage, they had 62 points. Konongo Dumasi Secondary School had 55 points. Kajabi Asato had 23 points. In the quarterfinals, West Africa Secondary School had 59 points. Tamale Senior High School had 43 points. Kumasi Senior High Technical School had 23 points. Unfortunately for Krobo girls, today it's not really going to be about them. It's going to be about the two schools, West Africa Secondary School and then Prempeh College. And we can confidently predict that. There's some singing going on. It's going to be a solemn session. Let's listen to this. We'll come back and then we'll continue with analysis.
We don't have much to say. We don't have much to say.
You can say.
They love our strength. Thy grace are you. Thy word. How the glory of the Lord. Our strength. Thy grace are you. Thy word. How the glory of the Lord.
You see, Prempeh College, we usually see you guys start in a solemn mood like this. When you win the contest, then you start singing at that place. Why? Okay.
Prempeh College, training the fortune and excellence to be in us. I must give pride. I want to in the sea as the love of God. Arise and shine. Students of Prempeh College, training the fortune and excellence to be in us. I must be pride. I want to in the sea as the love of God. To serve our nation, to serve our nation, clean and strong.
We have with us Albert Kwam. He's the Member of Parliament from Manso in Kwanta. We have Joseph Kwam here with us. You are part of the 1996 group, right?
Yes.
Member of Parliament from Manso in Kwanta. The guys are singing the anthem. He is in the spirit. I can see that.
Yeah. I completed 1996. That's the last batch of sixth form. Wow. Yes. Wow. 1996, same time this time, we kicked out Presec. So this time, I deem it a privilege to come and support Amao for them to kick out. I know we are going to finals with Adisadel, and we are going to kick them again.
Really?
Yes.
You think you win this for the fifth time?
Oh, it's back to back. That is why I came to support them. And we are going to knock these people. They are not contenders.
Really?
I'm telling you.
I don't know, maybe you've not seen them compete. You should see, I'll run you through the score. So you're coming up against a very strong side.
At the end of the contest, you will see that Prempeh is still the champions.
Okay, Prempeh College will still be the champions.
Exactly.
I know you guys want to win it for the fifth time so that you'll be at par with Presec Legon.
Sure, and even apart from this contest, apart from this year's contest, next year we are going to take it.
Give me just 2 seconds. Let's hear the guys from West Africa Secondary School. They're also singing their anthem at this point. Morale is... is here to support their Mumfords to victory. His confidence that Prempeh College is going to pick the last spot to join at this other college and St. Peter Senior High School for the grand finale. That'll be happening on Thursday at the National Theatre. Well, I was running you through figures for Krobo girls and why it would really take a miracle for Krobo girls to be second in this contest, or to change the contest, which is likely to be between West Africa Secondary School and just Prempeh College. Now, for Krobo girls in the 1-8 stage, they had 46 points. Nifa Senior High School had 33 points. Jojapenyi had 13 points. Krobo girls in the quarterfinals had 34 points. St. Margaret Mary Senior High School had 21 points. Holy Child School had 30 points. So they qualified to the semi-finals with just 34 points. That tells you that really, when we are talking about strength, when we are talking about speed, Krobo girls wouldn't be able to match West Africa Secondary School and then Prempeh College boot for boot. Maybe they'll be watching from the side. But let me have my colleague Benjamin Tete join me once again. Benjamin, there's something about the school anthem when these guys are singing it. It's just uplifting. Like, it lifts your soul up to a different level altogether. I'm not an Amanfo. I'm not a Wazarian, but if they're singing your anthem, I don't know.
You remember
the same feeling for you?
You remember the 2010 World Cup in South Africa?
Oh my God!
As the Ghanaian Black Stars stood in the middle there and the national anthem was sung. You felt this kind of
goosebumps all over. Yeah.
That's exactly how it feels like to see your old students or to be an old student and sing your national anthem, your school anthem. It's more like the national anthem to these schools, and obviously that shows in their voice, that shows in the passion, and obviously it reflects on the stage, because if you are representing your school, you know that out of the thousands, some secondary schools have over 3,000 students, and out of that you are among only the two to be on that stage.
You're carrying the burden of an entire school.
And if you should hear the red cheering you like that, I think it's enough moral courage, or it gives you all the courage to stay there and do the best that you can.
Now, we predicted that St. Peter's, they are going to make it to the finals. The only surprise we've had is at this school, beating Infant Spin School. Prempeh College, West Africa Secondary School, Krobo girls, who do you think is going to pick the last spot for the grand finale?
I know the odds are against Prempeh College.
The odds?
Yes, in the sense that they are the defending champions, and they come in, and they have everything to win for. Was and Krobo girls have nothing to lose. Coming to the semis is their first best performance for Krobo girls and Was. Coming that far, so for them, it's a matter of pride if they go beyond this level. But for Prempeh, you can imagine if Krobo girls wins today. You can imagine if Was wins today. So Prempeh will have a lot more to prove. I'm sorry for the day.
They have lots to defend.
Sure, exactly. But again, remember what I was telling you earlier in the morning about West Africa Secondary. I still want to believe that you don't want to underrate them for the fact that they have been consistent. A while ago, I was telling you they scored 50 points at the quarterfinals. So far in the semis, we haven't seen any school score beyond 40-something. If WAS can produce that performance they perform in the quarterfinals at this level, I'm afraid Prempeh will be sweating like infant skin.
We'll wait to see that, and all the old students who are gathered here, all the Manfos who are gathered here, waiting for this contest to begin. If you're watching at home, remember that our coverage is made possible by Easeway Savings and Loans, Easeway Fast and Reliable, Kingdom Books and Stationery, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one stop shop for all office essentials, stationery and furniture, Key Brilliant Soap, brightness with every stroke, and then Penn's World Ghana Limited. We also have Newman's Ghana Limited, and we have Puppets Pizza. Taste it, love it. They are making it possible for us to bring to you the live coverage of the National Science and Maths quiz. Now, very soon we'll be having the quiz mistress up, on the stage, and then we start the last contest for the semi-finals before we go to the finals on Thursday. Benjamin Tete.
And I can imagine the National Theatre on Thursday. Already 2 schools have booked their place.
Yeah,
And obviously the 3 schools on stage now will each be looking at putting in their best performance to join Adisadel and St. Peter's at the National Theatre on Thursday. As to which of them will be able to do that, I'm sure by the close of day we will be able to tell. One though I'm not, though I'm optimistic, one school though that I do not look up that they will do that much is Krobo Girls. They did well in the prelims, they did well in the 1/8 and then to this level. But
today,
at this stage, I want to believe that Krobo Girls has come far, and that will be it for them for today. But it's going to be a straight race between WAS and Prempeh.
You know, let's talk about the just ended contest, the contest we had before this one. You saw it for yourself. I mean, nobody gave Mauli Keta Senior High Technical School a chance.
Right.
St. Peter's, what do you think went wrong with St. Peter's today? This is not a St. Peter's that we saw through the prelims, the 1/8 stage, and then the quarterfinals. No, we saw a different St. Peter's. What do you think went wrong?
I'm not quite sure. If you watch,
I was talking to your teacher earlier. Yes. He was telling me that he thinks the questions were above the standards of the students. I'm
not quite sure. If you looked at St. Peter's in the previous contest, in fact, when it ended, I was discussing it with a colleague. St. Peter's strength have been in the 4th round. In some of the previous contests, they got all the true and false questions right. Okay, today I think either they did same or they missed one, I'm not quite sure. And then they went on to the finals and picked one, and it was obvious that they won by it. So their strength really were not good at the beginning. It wasn't like the case of Prempeh where we saw the last time where they started from round 1. They picked the gap and then they went on to win. St. Peter's will always falter from the beginning, but towards the 3rd, the 4th, in also problem of the day occasions, they've had it right, and they went all the way to win the final. So it's not, for me, it's not unusual. Looking at their performance this year, they always pick up along the line. And from the beginning, you realize that they will falter a bit, especially round 1, but then the rest they will win. So it was consistent with their performance in the past.
Talking about how consistency, is really needed for any school to win this, competition, the T8 International Science and Maths Schools, you really need to be consistent. We've seen at Disco, they've been consistent, but today they peaked. We didn't expect that fight from Adisadel College, but for St. Peter's, it went down.
Yes.
And would you say that for Prempeh College and then West Africa Secondary School, one of these schools would qualify to the finals?
Yes.
Do you think St. Peter's can pose a threat to Adisco or Prempeh or West Africa? Should any of them qualify?
I think so far Adisadel College has stood out in terms of Sasu and is
exactly
it
Sasu, yes, Sasu,
and the young guy, other guy had.
I think I remember Sasu. Sasu has been, splendid.
Yes, and I think that so far, looking at the performances at this level, let's wait for this final. But until this level, I would say it is Adisadel College that stands out. And so if things stand this way, then that surprise we've been telling you that it will be difficult for Prempeh to defend their title. We are going to see Adisadel College stand in their way then.
But, Prempeh College, they were in that contest with Wesley Girls and then St. Thomas Aquinas.
Right.
In that contest, Prempeh College had 50 points. Wesley Girls, they had, I think, just about 36 points. Yeah, 36 points. And then the 3rd place school, St. Thomas Aquinas, were also, were the last. They were the last.
No show.
In that particular contest. So looking at Prempeh College putting up such a fight against 2 so-called big schools like Wesley Girls and then St. Thomas Aquinas, who were in the finals just last year.
Yeah.
And looking at Adisadel College, 4 consecutive back-to-back, they've been to the finals.
Yes. We saw sometimes it's in the name. You remember Aquinas hasn't been so impressive right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning, that's true.
It showed.
It wasn't like last year what we saw. The Aquinas we saw last year,
right.
It was a different Aquinas this year. Yeah.
Same as Wesley Girls somehow managed to go through the stages, winning narrowly, okay? But of course, coming against Prempeh, it was obvious that they were not going to be that good enough, and so we saw it in the performance then. So the fact that Prempeh picked up maximum points, okay, against Aquinas and Wesley girls, I don't see that really performing here today, because this is a bigger one. With the exception of probably Krobo girls, I see WAS standing strongly. And it also sometimes, one of the things that favors is also the way you are able to pick your bonus points. It's going to play out here. If Krobo girls is going to falter that much, and bonus points are going to move, then between WAS and Prempeh, the school that's able to come quickly to pick the bonus points will be able to make a big difference today. And then also look out for the problem of the day. It's the last time, and this is one area where you should also look for Krobo girls. The last time they had 10 out of 10 for problem of the day. So if, I don't know how much that can, if they're able to even pick that today, I don't know how much is going to help them to go that far. But that, so far, it's been one of their, and then also the riddles. The last time, they picked 3 riddles out of 4. So against Krobo girls is able to finish strongly at the end. The fourth, the problem of the day, round 3, and then the round 5. If they can put up that performance again, appreciably, they can be able to raise some points, though I doubt that can win them the contest.
The 1/8 stage of the competition, I started saying that the chances of a girls' school winning the competition gets slimmer by the day. And today, I don't know, it's all going to come, crumbling down for the girls' schools. 25 years, we've not had any girls' school win the National Science and Maths quiz. And Krobo girls, they are in a position today to break the jinx, as they say it. But unfortunately, I mean, it's difficult to say that is going to happen. Looking at the sites that they are coming up against, Prempeh College and West Africa, do you think Krobo girls will be able to change the narrative
yesterday
to be the first girls' school to win the competition? Do you even think they will make it to the finals?
Yesterday I was because we've been on campus for a couple of days, I was at the Legon Interdenominational Church yesterday, Sunday, and the Krobo girl students were there as well with one of their female teachers, and I saw them going. They were so excited. When they closed, I was speaking with them, and of course you can tell within them that there is that kind of cautious optimism. They are optimistic, but they want to be cautious, and so they know. Their teacher, for instance, was telling me, even if they do not win today, they feel that the girls have come that far. They've
really made a mark. I mean, getting to the semi-finals, that's big. I mean, we saw them from the prelims, right?
Exactly.
So what it means is that next year, Krobo girls wouldn't have to start from the regionals. They are now a seeded school, and they'll be coming in at the elimination stage. So that is worth, celebrating, and indeed we should be happy for them getting to this stage. Really, it has been difficult for a lot of the girls' schools, but being able to get to the semi-finals, of course, Krobo girls deserve all the accolades.
Guess what? What one of the Krobo girls teachers was telling me was that at the regional, they are both from Eastern region, Krobo girls, St. Peter's, and the rest. And they were telling me at the regionals, Krobo girls was able to beat St. Peter's.
Really?
That's right. At the regionals, before getting to this level.
Even at the national level, Krobo girls beat a seeded school like Nifa Secondary School, Nifa Senior High School were all sharp.
Of course, yes, indeed. And Nifa, people do not often give Nifa a dog chance, but over the years they've been consistent, they've been present. Even if they don't make it to the finals, they always qualify through the quarterfinals, and so they get seeded each year. And so in terms of experience, Nifa has, and yet we saw Krobo girls beat them. When they were coming against, Krobo girls were coming up against Holy Child, everyone gave Holy Child college
People said, Holy Child definitely were going to win because they were a seeded school, right?
Yes, they came in as a seeded school.
They came in as a seeded school, so we expected a lot from Holy Child. But unfortunately, the contestants really did not put up, that kind of fight that both present and current students would expect them. But I mean, it's not easy sitting on that stage. No, it is not. The stage fright alone can make you forget all your answers. It can make you forget the answer to the problem of the day, which is like 10 marks. And you know what? That means, Benjamin.
Talking of stage fright, the school that comes in mind is the school from WA. St. Francis Xavier.
St. Francis Xavier.
They were the biggest disappointment in terms of going to the quarterfinals. You know that contest. And
because I mean, for St. Francis Xavier, a lot of people gave them a chance because they came up against Wedro Senior High School and then Pope John's. At the end of the contest, it was St. Francis Xavier. They had 44 points, and then Wedro Senior High School also had 44 points. Pope John had 39 points. So at the end of the day, Pope John had to sit down and watch them as the quiz mistress tried to break the tie. After the first one, second one, third one, then the fourth tiebreaker question came in, and then St. Francis Xavier won with 47 points.
Right.
So based on that performance, people really rated them, very high. They expected them to give, the other school that they came up against, a really tough fight, but that did not happen.
Yeah,
that did not happen.
Yeah, and I think that's where
they missed. I think they missed their first 4 questions.
Exactly,
and that was when you could tell from the posture of the contestants.
And this is where I think that the stage fright can be a challenge or it can be a factor.
Yeah.
If you go there and you win your first question, it builds your courage.
Yeah.
Especially coming in and you realize that the fans who were behind us here were supporting St. Francis Xavier.
Yeah.
And once you miss your first question, you miss your second question, they then tend to boo. So instead of cheering you, they were booing. And then it puts a whole lot of pressure on you on stage.
Another thing that you want to talk about, sometimes the people in the auditorium are quiet, but you can hear the noise from the basement.
Sure.
People cheering on from the basement, others within the presence of the RS Amagashi auditorium.
Sure.
So even though the auditorium will be quiet, you'll be able to manage what is going on in here. Those outside will be giving you a lot of pressure, But I think on that pressure note, we'll be ending our conversation here. We'll be handing over to the quiz mistress shortly. In 1 minute, she will be coming and then starting helping us to begin the contest here. But remember, our coverage of the National Science and Maths Quiz is made possible by Easeway Savings and Loan, Easeway Fast and Reliable, Kingdom Books and Stationery, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one stop shop for all office essentials, stationery and furniture, Key Brilliant Soap, brightness with every stroke, and then Pens World Ghana Limited, Newman's Ghana Limited, Papa's Pizza, taste it, love it. I'm sure you did the washing with Brilliant Soap. That's what Key Brilliant Soap.
Who hasn't? This morning the Key Brilliant team were here, and we'll call them more like the babies. Okay, they though they were not the producers right from the beginning.
Benjamin,
it was more
let's hand over to the quiz
that.
mistress right now.
That's right.
And the contest features West Africa Senior High School, Krobo Girls Senior High School, and the reigning champions, Prempeh College. Let's meet the contestants. Prempeh College. Prempeh College is represented by
SB.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Yeah, fine.
You're fine.
Yes.
What does it feel like to be in the semifinals?
It feels very great and exciting. But as usual, as we've always been saying, we are just going to use this as a platform to glorify God.
I see. All right. I have one more question. What do you think about our competition this year?
It's been very exciting. We are just taking note of all things that's been happening, and we think it's very good this year.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Expectations. I'm going away, but expectations.
Expect that our end be God's glory.
All right. Best wishes to you. Krobo Girls Senior High School. Krobo Girls Senior High School is represented by
Obinyo Poko Ajimai, my final year. Harriet Fiago, final year.
You are welcome, ladies.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Wonderful. Semi-finals. What does that feel like?
Madam, it's still great to be true. Like, we are very happy, we are overwhelmed, and we thank God for how far He has brought us. We thank God.
All right, good. I've been asking about the competition this year. How do you find it?
It's been tough, but exciting.
All right, thank you for that. So the expectations for this particular contest?
We will do our best as usual, and the heavens know how we'll get there.
Okay, best wishes to you. West Africa Senior High School. West Africa Senior High School is represented by
Tadu Abdul Hamid, final year.
Akusa in the final year.
You are welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, madam.
How are you?
We are fine.
Good. You are in the semi-finals.
Yes.
What does that feel like? You can talk about your whole journey here if you like.
It makes us know how God has been good to us. Yes.
That's it?
Yes.
And what do you think about the competition this year? You were here last year, so you have something to compare to. What do you think?
Yeah, the competition this year it is much more competitive than last year's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and more exciting.
So you're enjoying it?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Expectation for today's contest?
We expect that our God of the past ages will be the God for the moment to come.
All right. Best wishes to you. So we've met the contestants. Everybody is here to win. Grand finale is not something you take lightly. So everyone is going to do their best. Before I sit down, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIB, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, MFA Jewelry, and Hoti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana, and SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by GOL, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, and Talo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and JoyNews. This is a primetime production. My name is Elsie Fakofman. I'm your quiz mistress. Is a round for fundamental concepts. The questions are simple and direct. I'm expecting simple and direct answers from you. If you answer your major question correctly, 3 points. If the question is incorrectly answered, it becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If right, 1 bonus point. If it's incorrect, there's a penalty, 1 point. For questions that require calculations, you have a maximum of 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations involved, you have 10 seconds to do so. All questions, all of them, are to be attempted once only. Best wishes to all 3 schools. I'm going to start with you, Prempeh College. First set of questions will require about 10 seconds of your time, by the way. So your question, Prempeh College. Why does soil fertility reduce during intensive agriculture? Yes, Bafuwa.
This is because in intense agriculture, more crops are cultivated, meaning there's high pressure on the soil nutrients. Since more crops means they are going to take up more nutrients from the soil. And since more excess nutrients are going to be taken up, there will be few nutrients left, and this will result in low soil fertility.
Okay. West Africa Senior High School. The species diversity of plants, about 22%, is much less than that of animals, which is about 72%. What could be the explanation to how animals achieved greater diversification? Yes, Ahne.
Animals achieve more diversification by producing more offsprings. Since animals are better reproducers, that is, the barriers of reproduction in animals is less than that in plants, where in plants there's a requirement of pollination to effect reproduction, which might not occur due to some barriers. But in animals, they're able to reproduce easily.
No, for bonus. Okay. So the animals have higher species diversity than the species diversity of plants because they are mobile. They move from place to place. So they are able to spread much easier, right? So they move to different habitats and ecosystems and develop the species diversity there. They move, that's all. All right, Krobo girls. Explain how removal of decomposers from an ecosystem will adversely affect the functioning of the ecosystem. Yes, Jemima.
Okay, decomposers help in the rapid disintegration of organic matter to produce nutrients in the soil. So if there is a reduction in decomposers, the amount of nutrients that will be produced in the soil will reduce. Hence, there will be less fertility of the soil. And then
I'm not going to accept that for a bonus. Okay, so the decomposers break down organic remains by secreting extracellular digestive enzymes, right? They are also known as mineralizers, as they release minerals that are trapped in organic remains. So they release these minerals. In the absence of these decomposers, the flow of minerals will stop. That is what happens. All right, next set. 30 seconds, and I have a preamble to all schools. Preamble. 2 equal frequency waves, each of amplitude A, are superposed. Find the amplitude of the resultant wave for the given phase difference phi between the waves. Please, did you get your preamble? Again. 2 equal frequency waves, each of amplitude A, are superposed. Find the amplitude of the resultant wave for the given phase difference phi between the waves. All right. So for you, Prempeh College, phi is equal to pi over 6. Yes, Bafewa.
Madam, the resultant will be A root 3.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. The right answer, A multiplied by the square root of the expression 2 plus root 3. West Africa, phi is equal to pi over 3. Yes, Ahine.
The resultant amplitude is A root 3.
Yes. Krobo girls, with the same preamble, for you, phi is equal to pi over 4. Yes, Jemima.
A square root of 2 plus root 2.
Yes. Next set, 10 seconds. State the most important factor that may determine the establishment of an aluminum extraction and purification industry at a place. Bafewa.
The most important factor is the availability of power or electricity.
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 out of 3. It can be available, but if it is expensive, that is still a problem. So it has to be cheap electrical power. West Africa. What normally determines the method for the reduction of the oxidized metal in its ore into the metal? Sahine.
The stability of the ore and its the ease of the oxide of the ore to be reduced.
I'm not going to accept that. For a bonus. The position of the metal in the electrochemical series. That's it. Krobo girls, why is the extraction or purification of aluminum by electrolysis of the aqueous solution of Al3 plus not feasible? Yes, Harriet.
Madam, this is because aluminum melts at the temperature in which it is electrolyzed. So it has other materials such as the AlF3 has to be added to reduce, or the cryolite has to be added.
No, for a bonus. Okay. So Al3 plus has very low reduction potential, and H plus in solution or H2O will be preferentially reduced. Either one of those would have been fine. Next 30 seconds, and I have a preamble. Preamble to all schools. Find the values of A and B if the points P and Q lie on the given line. Did you get the preamble? Good. All right. So y is equal to 2x plus 5, and p has coordinates 3a, and q has coordinates b plus 2. Yes, Apia.
Madam, A is 11 and B is -3.
Yes. West Africa. Y is equal to 2 minus x, and P has coordinates A plus 5, while Q has coordinates B, 4. Sahine.
A is equal to -3/2, and B is equal to -2.
Yes. Y is equal to x plus 2, and P has coordinates 2a, 3a, while Q has coordinates b, 6. Jemima.
A is equal to 2 and D is equal to 8.
No, I'm giving you 2 out of 3. A is equal to 2, B is 4. Next set, 10 seconds. What is the function of a synovial joint? Yes, Bafuwa.
The synovial joint joins two bones together, and it provides movement in several planes of the bone, two bones forming the joint, since it has lubricating synovial fluid. So it's specifically for the movement of the bones making up the joint in several planes.
I'll give you 1. Okay, so listen. It functions to absorb shock, reduce friction during movement, and allow free rotation. I gave you the point for the free rotation. All right. West Africa. A synovial joint can undergo an event called dislocation when the bones become misaligned. However, the bones can usually be forced back into place. Why is this possible? Yes, Sahine.
This is because the synovial joint contains the synovial fluid, which is a lubricant, and this lubricant is able to, it is slippery, so the layers of the fluid can slide over each other. Therefore, the bones can easily be moved back into their normal position.
I'm not accepting that for bonus. Okay, so synovial joints connect bones without firmly connecting their ends, so they are not fixed. This creates a situation in which the cartilage and fibrous capsule can move and stretch. So they move relative to each other. They have capability of stretching and moving. When the bones are dislocated, they are displaced from the proper position they rest in, and you can force them back into that original position. Krobo girls. Why should evolution favor a synovial joint over a more fibrous and fixed joint? Yes, Harriet.
This is because the synovial joint is more movable and is frictionless, but with the stiff fiber, it can't move when it's like it has no chance of moving. So its probability of surviving is very low.
No, I can't accept that. For bonus. All right. So there is an increased range of motion at the synovial joint. And evolution favors different joints in different places in different animals due to the different functions they can take on in their environment. So the ability to perform different functions, that is why it is favorable. All right, next set, 30 seconds, and I have a preamble to all schools. Several objects roll from rest without slipping down an inclined plane. Find the angular speed of the given object at the bottom of the inclined plane when released from the given height on the plane. Did you get your preamble? Again. Several objects roll from rest without slipping down an inclined plane. Find the angular speed of the given object at the bottom of the inclined plane when released from the given height on the plane. Prempeh College. A solid sphere of radius 0.20 meters from a height of 0.28 meters. Bafuwa.
Madam, the angular speed is 10 radians per second.
You're right. A solid cylinder of radius 0.80 meters from a height of 1.2 meters. Sahne.
5.0 rad per second.
You're right. A solid sphere of radius 0.40 meters from a height of 7.0 meters. Yes, Jemima?
3.5 rad per second.
That's incorrect. Yes, which of you? Abdul?
25 rad per second.
Yes. For the next set, it's actually a single question to all three schools. To take about 10 seconds of time. When I come to your school, please give me a right answer so that I can move on for the next right but different answer. All right? So this is the question. Butane can be converted into isobutene or 2-methylpropane in a reversible process whose equilibrium constant, Kc, is 2.5 at 30 degrees Celsius. The enthalpies of formation of butane and isobutane are negative 125.2 kilojoule per mole and negative 130.2 kilojoule per mole, respectively. Each school is to give only one method of optimizing the yield of isobutane in this conversion. So first choice, Prempeh College. Yes, Apia.
Madam, by decreasing temperature.
Yes. West Africa. Yes, Abdul.
Increasing the concentration of the butane.
Pardon?
Increasing the concentration of butane.
Do what?
Increasing the concentration of
Increasing?
butane. Yes.
Okay. Krobo girls. Yes, go ahead, Jemima.
By the addition of a suitable catalyst.
No. The last one that was left was to remove isobutane from the mixture as it is formed. That's the last one. Next 30 seconds, and I have a preamble. Preamble to all schools. Solve the logarithmic equation for x. That's the preamble. Prempeh College. Log to the base 2 of the expression x plus 1 plus log to the base 2 of the expression x minus 1 is equal to 3. Yes, Apia.
X equals 3.
Yes. Log to the base 4 of the expression x plus 3 plus log to the base 4 of the expression x minus 3 is equal to 2. Sahine.
X is equal to 5.
Yes. Log to the base 5 of the expression x plus 4 minus log to the base 5 of the expression x minus 4 is equal to 1. Yes, Harriet.
We have x is equal to 6.
Yes. Next set, 10 seconds, and I have a short preamble. The preamble is explain the following. Explain the following. Prempeh College, bioaccumulation. Bafuwa.
Madam, bioaccumulation is the phenomenon whereby organic matter, usually in the form of nutrients, accumulates as one moves down a food chain. So the accumulation of organic matter or biomass in a food chain.
No, I can't accept that for a bonus. All right. So bioaccumulation is when a substance builds up in the body because the body doesn't have the proper mechanisms to remove it. So many synthetic pesticides are not able to be broken down. Once they enter the body of an organism, they are permanently stored in the body tissue. That is bioaccumulation. All right, West Africa with the same preamble. Phytoremediation. Yes, Abdul.
Madam, please, phytoremediation is a technique for reducing the pollution of the environment, for reducing the pollution of the environment and also for carrying out other biochemical processes which using plants.
Okay. With the same preamble, biological magnification, also known as biomagnification. Yes, which of you, please? Bafuwa.
Biological magnification is a process whereby waste products or toxic accumulates as one moves down a biological food chain. This due to the fact that the organisms in the food chain cannot remove the toxic products, and so they accumulate as one moves down the food chain.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds with the preamble. This is the preamble. The allowed energies of a particle of mass m confined to a square of side A by infinitely high potential walls is given by E subscript nx ny equals pi squared h bar squared multiplied by the expression nx squared plus ny squared over 2ma squared, where nx and ny are quantum numbers which separately can have values of 1, 2, 3, and so on. Did you get your preamble? Okay, so the preamble again. The allowed energies of a particle of mass m confined to a square of side A by infinitely high potential walls is given by E subscript nx ny equals pi squared h bar squared multiplied by the expression nx squared plus ny squared over 2ma squared, where nx and ny are quantum numbers which separately can have values of 1, 2, 3, and so on. All right, so now, Prempeh College, find the energy separation between the ground state and the first excited state. Yes, Bafuwa.
The energy separation is 5.5 by 10 to the negative 67 over 2ma squared.
No, I'm not accepting that for a bonus. The right answer, 3 pi squared h bar squared over 2ma squared. All right. With the same preamble, West Africa. Find the energy of the second excited state. Yes, Abdul.
Madam, please. 9 pi squared h bar squared all over ma squared.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is 4 pi squared h bar squared over ma squared. All right. With the same preamble, Krobo girls, find the energy separation between the third excited state and the second excited state. Yes, Harriet.
Okay, we have.
Go ahead.
We have 25 pi squared h bar squared all over 2ma squared.
That's incorrect. For bonus. The right answer is pi squared h bar squared over ma squared. Next set, 30 seconds. Prempeh College. 500 centimeter cubed of an insecticide solution contains 2.5 grams of the active compound. What is the concentration in parts per million, ppm? Up here.
Around 5,000 parts per million.
Yes. $50 centimeter cubed of a 0.820 mole per decimeter cube solution of CuSO4 are diluted to 250 centimeter cubed. If 10 centimeter cubed of the solution are further diluted to 100 centimeter cubed, what is the new concentration of the solution with respect to copper 2+ ions? Please give your answer to 3 significant figures. Sahini.
0.0164 mole per dm cube.
You're right. Krobo girls. $200 centimeter cubed of a 0.30 mole per decimeter cube solution of CuSO4 are added to 100 centimeter cubed of 0.25 mole per decimeter cubed of Na2SO4 solution, and the two solutions thoroughly mixed. Calculate the concentration of SO4 2- ions in mole per decimeter cubed in the mixed solution. Please give your answer to 3 places of decimal. Yes, Harriet.
Okay, we have 0.02 0.27 mole per dm cube.
That's incorrect. Go ahead, but I'll warn you later. Go ahead.
Madam, the concentration is 0.283 mole per dm cube.
Yes. I was still trying to listen to her. If you do it again, penalty. Last set of questions with a preamble. Find an equation of variation given that Prempeh College. Y varies jointly as X and Z and inversely as W squared. And Y is equal to 12 over 5 when X is equal to 4, Z is equal to 1, and W is equal to 5. Bafuwa.
Madam, y equals 15xz on w squared.
Yes. Y varies directly as X and inversely as the product of Z and W. And Y is equal to 10 when X is equal to 20, Z is equal to 5, and W is equal to 2. Sahne.
Y is equal to 5x over ZW.
Yes. Last question. Y varies jointly as X and Z and inversely as the product of P and W. And Y is equal to 2 when X is equal to 5, Z is equal to 2, W is equal to 7, and P is equal to 5. Yes, Jemima.
Y is equal to 7xz all over PW.
Yes. And that's the end of the first round. Phytoremediation. The question went to West Africa Senior High School. They explained that you use plants to deal with environmental problems, and I gave them full mark. I have been made to understand that I had to have mentioned soil, environmental problems related to the soil, specifically soil, and they didn't mention soil. So I'm giving them 1 out of 3 instead of the full 3. the end of the first round, Krobo Girls Senior High School has 11 points. West Africa Senior High School has 23 points. Prempeh College has 26 points. Four more rounds to go. Round 2. This round is also known as a speed race. The questions in the round are directed to all 3 schools at the same time. For an opportunity to answer a question, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, Prempeh College? Thank you. Yours, Krobo Girls. Thank you. And yours, West Africa. Thank you. If you answer correctly on the first attempt, 3 points. On the second attempt, 2 points. On the third attempt, 1 point. But be careful, because if you attempt to answer a question and you are unsuccessful, you lose a precious point. For questions that require calculations, you have a maximum of 30 seconds to present your answer. If there are no calculations, you have a maximum of 10 seconds. Best wishes, everyone. First question, 10 seconds. Why is a Darson valve galvanometer critically damped? To achieve a steady deflection in the shortest time. Next one, 30 seconds. Determine the internal energy of an ideal gas containing 5.0 times 10 to the power 25 monoatomic molecules in a vessel of volume 2.0 meter cubed at a pressure of 1.0 times 10 to the power 5 Pascal. Yes, Abdul.
3.0 times 10 to the power 5 joules.
You're right. Next one. One of the ways in which nitrogen-13, a positron emitter, may be obtained for use in PET is by bombarding suitable atoms with protons. Give the equation for the reaction involved, indicating the mass number, the atomic number, and the identity of each nuclide involved. Yes, Bafwewa.
The equation is nitrogen 13 with atomic number 7 plus a proton with atomic number 1 and mass number 1 moving into a positron with atomic number 1 and a mass number 0 and nitrogen 14 with atomic number 7.
No, that's incorrect. Okay, so this is it. Hydrogen 1, atomic number 1, plus oxygen 16, atomic number 8, going to nitrogen 13, atomic number 7, plus helium 4, atomic number 2. Next set, 10 seconds each. Walking fern may refer to 2 species of ferns. Why are they called walking ferns? Okay, so the name walking fern is derived from the fact that new plantlets grow wherever the bending leaves of the parent touch the ground, creating a walking effect. This helps in the spread of the fern over a large soil surface, and that's the name walking fern. Next one. What is the function of the tail plate and tail fibers of bacteriophage? Okay, so the tail plate and the caudal fibers of the bacteriophage anchor the phage virion to host cell wall at a specific site. All right, next one. A senior high school student looking at stained nuclei of cells under a microscope noticed that some nuclei appear uniformly colored while others appear almost empty, with most of the colored nuclei clumped together in the middle of the cells. What is happening to the cells? Yes, which of you? Sahine.
The colored nuclei is undergoing mitosis, whilst the uncolored one is in interphase.
I'm not accepting that. Who rang next? Yes, Apia.
Madam, the colored nuclei, they are preparing for cell division. And so the chromatids in the nuclei have contracted.
I'm not accepting it. So a general response was required, not specifically to talk about the colored nuclei. The cells are simply dividing. They are dividing. Next set, 30 seconds. 30 seconds each. Find the least value of the expression x squared minus x plus 1, and also give the corresponding value of x. Yes, which of you? Abdul.
The least value of x is 3 on 4, and the corresponding value, the least value of the function you give me is 3 on 4, and then the value of x for which this one occurs is half.
Yes. Next one. And the range of the numbers 18, 20, 25, 13, 17, 21, 25. Yes, which of you please raise your hand for me? Yes, Sahine.
The median is 19, and the range is 12.
I can't accept it. Yes, Jemima.
The median is 20, and the range is 13 is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 25.
No. Yes, Apia.
The median is 20, and the range is 12.
Yes. Evaluate. 75.7 squared minus 24.3 squared all over the expression 75.7 minus 24.3. Yes, Abdul.
100.
Yes. Next question. 30 seconds. A weighed mass of anhydrous Na2CO3 is dissolved in a minimum volume of deionized water. This solution requires 18.0 centimeter cubed of 0.40 mole per decimeter cubed HCl solution in a volumetric analysis that uses phenolphthalein as indicator. Calculate the mass of Na2CO3 weighed and give your answer to 3 places of decimal. Molar mass of Na2CO3 is 106.0. Yes, which of you, please? Bafowa.
The mass is 763.2 grams.
That's incorrect. The right answer is 0.763 grams. Next one, 30 seconds. You are required to prepare a 1.0 decimeter cube solution that is 0.10 mole per decimeter cubed with respect to copper 2+ ions. You have a choice between CuSO4 pentahydrate and CuNO3 subscript 2 trihydrate. Which of the two salts will involve the use of less of mass of salt, and by how much? Atomic mass for copper is 63. That for sulfur is 32, and for oxygen is 16.0. For nitrogen, it's 14.0. Hydrogen is 1.0. Yes, Abdul.
Madam, please, it will be CuNO32.3H2O, and it is by 0.08 grams.
Oh, no. This will hurt. Yes, it's the CuNO32.3H2O. And the mass is 0.8 grams, not 0.8. Last question, 10 seconds. What is the difference between corrosion and rusting? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Corrosion is the wearing away of the surface of any metal, any reactive metal, in the presence of oxygen and water or moisture, whilst rusting restricts the definition to specifically iron, so the wearing away of the surface of iron in the presence of oxygen gas and water.
Okay. That's the end of the second round. Covered until I ask you to turn over, and don't begin until I ask you to. At the end of the second round, Krobo Girls Senior High School has 10 points. Prempeh College has 27 points. West Africa Senior High School has 29 points. Round 3. This round has the problem of the day. The problem of the day is a single question to all 3 schools. From the time I ask you to begin, you will have 3 minutes to present an answer to the problem of the day. The problem of the day is worth 10 points. Please put your pens down. Let's turn over our sheets and read the problem of the day together. Problem of the day. Name all the possible isomeric pentanols, butanols, and propanols with the molecular formula C5H12O. Indicate those that are position isomers. Also identify 1 pentanol and 1 butanol that have at least 1 chiral carbon. Contestants, this is your problem of the day. You may now begin. stop writing and present your answers. Thank you.
Again from the basement of the RS Amegashi Auditorium. This is not a main auditorium. This is where for those who are who did not get seats in the quiz auditorium are actually seated watching from the projected screens that we have here. Already you can see the outpour of emotions, you know, inside the main auditorium here at the University of Ghana Business School. But before we delve into the analysis and what we've seen so far in this riveting contest, let's tell you, it's important for us to acknowledge our sponsors, those who are making it possible for us to bring you the live coverage of the National Science and Maths Quiz. It's made possible by Easeway Savings and Loans, Easeway Fast and Reliable. We're also supported by Kingdom Books and Stationery, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one stop shop for all office essential stationery and furniture. Key Brilliant Soap, yes, Key Brilliant Soap, brightness with every stroke. You can see our shirts are brighten, really brighten. It has been made possible by Key Brilliant Soap. Pensworld Ghana Limited, Newman's Ghana Limited, and then Papa's Pizza. Taste it, love it. Now, Nancy Amafajadosi, we saw this coming. we said it was going to be a straight fight between Prempeh College and then West Africa Secondary School. We said that Krobo girls really would not, unfortunately, would not matter in this competition, in this contest. No. I mean, these are the facts that we are pouring out. Nancy, tell me, at the end of the second round, what are the results for the benefit of those who just switched on their television set? For those who are still in a state of disbelief, you want to go over the point for us.
After round 2, Prempeh College has 27 points, West Africa Senior High School has 29 points, and Krobo Girls Senior High School has 10 points.
Wow. Let me say once again that we saw this coming. What we didn't see coming, rather, was West Africa Secondary School leading in the second round.
Well, Maxwell, we didn't predict that West Africa Senior High School was going to lead, but what we said was that West Africa Senior High School was going to give Prempeh a tough time. You
see, this contest was so close, we couldn't be, emphatic on who exactly was going to win, but we said it was going to be a straight fight between Prempeh and then.
And that was because Prempeh in the 2018 National Science and Math Quiz hasn't had any competition yet. I mean, you met St. Francis Xavier. They got about some 20-something points.
Okay.
If you can run us by the results.
As always, like the lotto doctor would do, they'll go back to their sheets. Let's go back to the facts and let's say it as it is. For Prempeh College, in the 1/8 stage of the competition, Prempeh College 1/8 stage, they met St. Francis Xavier and then Xavier Senior High School. Prempeh College in that contest had 62 points. St. Francis Xavier had 29 points. Xavier SHS had 18 points. In the quarterfinals, they met Accra Academy. In that contest, Prempeh College had 67 points. Accra Academy had 26 points. Islamic Senior High School had 17 points. Accra Academy really, in this contest, we saw how they performed from the preliminary stages. They were not really a competition for Prempeh College. Islamic Senior High School, really not a competition for Prempeh College in the quarterfinals. At the 1/8 stage also, St. Francis Xavier were the only ones we thought would pose a serious threat to Prempeh College, but that did not happen. It was a walkover for them at the 1/8 stage. But let's come to us, West Africa Secondary School. Have they had any tough opposition?
West Africa Senior High School, I would say that had competition. I mean, you came close with Konongo Dumase. They in the preliminary stage had 61, the second highest.
They had one of the highest points in the preliminary stages. In that contest, you're talking about West Africa Secondary School had 62 points. Konongo Dumase Secondary School had 55 points, but sadly, they had to go home.
Sadly, they had to go home. That was competition. Okay. I mean, it got to the stage where they had perfect scores in round 3 and perfect scores in round 4. The quiz mission agent had to clap for them because, I mean, that was one hell of a competition.
Again, when you talk about WAS facing a stronger side as compared to Prempeh College, indeed, that was confirmed. That was confirmed in the quarterfinals of the ongoing National Science and Math Quiz, where West Africa Secondary School, they had 59 points, and they faced a side like Tamale Senior High School. They had 43 points. Now, this is what you need to know about Tamale Senior High School. Tamale Senior High School eliminated Achimota School. I remember there was a tiebreaker question.
Yeah.
So coming up, West Africa Secondary School coming up against Tamale Senior High School and still managing 59 points. Tamale Senior High School getting 43 points. It tells you that really West Africa Secondary School, they've met really strong oppositions, as compared to Prempeh College. So you are saying that it has been all smooth for Prempeh College. Now they've met a tougher side, and it looks like it's not really going well for them.
No, I wouldn't say it's not going well. I mean, Prempeh is delivering as they usually do. But this time around, there is another force that is behind them, or giving them that pressure.
A good run for their money.
I am telling you. So they get an answer correct. They go to West Africa Senior High School. They also get it correct. That is competition, not one-sided competition where you are just leading and the other schools are just 19 points and exactly. So this is actually a test for Prempeh. If Prempeh should win, then now we can say that
Prempeh would win the 2018.
I wouldn't say Prempeh.
Not an emphatic statement. No.
I wouldn't want to make that statement. But if Prempeh is able to beat West Africa in this competition,
then we will see their real size.
They will know that yes, they are the giants in the competition, because I mean the other ones, they had the highest scores, 62 points, 67 points. That's impressive. This is the highest so far, 67, the highest points so far.
I want you to stand by for me, like stand very close. Let's invite somebody from Krobo Girls Senior High School. She is an old student of Krobo Girls. Now, your name?
Cecilia Opoku-Mensah.
Cecilia Opoku-Mensah, are you disappointed? Did you see this coming? Pundits predicted this, that it's going to be a straight fight between Prempeh College and West Africa Secondary School because they've seen Krobo Girls and they've seen how you perform through the prelims. Are you surprised by the outcome after the second round?
No, I'm not surprised. Not because I think the girls are not good, but it's because that all throughout their rounds, speed race and the round one is not something they've been really strong at. Usually they get better from problem of the day through to the true or false. Then finally at riddles, they manage to pick 2 or 3 riddles. So this is like generally the practice. And so till the competition end, we are not shocked. We think that they will still manage to pull through and get a higher score.
Now, ironically, we've had you support Prempeh College. In fact, I've been in the hall with you at the 1/8 stage. I saw how excited you were when Prempeh College, they were winning. In fact, when they won their contest at the quarterfinals also, I saw how jubilant you were in the auditorium. Today, what has changed?
Today, my school is passed. That has changed. But secondly, I mean, Thomas Aquinas didn't deserve it. So when Prempeh was beating them, that was a proud moment for me. I mean, the enemy of your enemy is definitely your friend. So it's not my
enemy of your what?
Of your enemy. In that case, Thomas Aquinas. Follow through, and so there's a plan for everything. If we don't even make it to finals, which
you support Prempeh. I know you definitely support Prempeh if you don't make it to the finals.
Yes, because I like I told you, I don't like Presec. I really abhor that school. Okay. So to get
Presec is out. But for you to talk about Presec, it means you...
No, it just means that I'm coming to do a comparison for you why I would support Prempeh should they go to the finals. Okay. Because it will only mean that we were such a good school that the school that won took us out. That's the first thing. Secondly, it will prove that Prempeh gets to take it back-to-back, and they have gone to 6 finals to win 5, as against Presec 7 finals to win 5. They have clearly shown they were a better school.
You really don't like Presec?
I'm dating a guy from the school, but it's the school I don't like. No offense to them.
Okay.
I hope he hears me say this.
I want to say a big thank you to you, Cecilia. Hopefully, Prempeh College and West Africa Secondary School will not dim the lights on Krobo Girls, and that at the end of the contest, Krobo Girls will still be shining, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. You're still watching our live coverage of the National Science and Maths Quiz. We're coming to you from the basement of the RS Amigashi Auditorium. This is where all the action is happening for those who were unable to get seats in the main auditorium. Yes, for those who are unable to get seats in the main auditorium, this is where the action is happening. We're waiting for the quiz mistress to actually start marking the scripts of the contestants for the problem of the day. But at the end of the second round, West Africa Secondary School, they are in the lead. And a lot of the people we see here who are in green are just seated right now. All of them are calm, waiting to see what the future holds, for them. It's a good time for West Africa Secondary School. So we are now taking the suggested solution from the contestant immediately.
Contestants were to name all the possible isomeric pentanols, butanols, and propanols with the molecular formula C5H12O. They were to indicate those that are position isomers and also identify one pentanol and one butanol that have at least one chiral carbon. All right, this is the suggested solution. So it's best to organize them. That way it's clear. So let's start with the pentanols. There are 3 of them. 1 pentanol or pentan-1-ol, 2 pentanol or pentan-2-ol, 3 pentanol or pentan-3-ol. Each of them worth 1 point, so 3 points. Now the butanols. There are 4 of them. 2-methyl-1-butanol or 2-methyl-butan-1-ol. 3-methyl-1-butanol or 3-methyl-butan-1-ol. 3-methyl-2-butanol or 3-methyl-butan-2-ol. 2-methyl-2-butanol or 2-methyl-butan-2-ol. Since there are 4 of them, 4 more points. Then the propanols. There's only 1 propanol, and that is 2,2-dimethyl-1-propanol or 2,2-dimethyl-propan-1-ol. 1 point. So far we have 8 points. Then there are 3 things left to do. So I decided that the position isomers, that is just goodwill, because if you've organized them, you know them anyway. So it's just goodwill, no points for that. But the position isomers, the first set is the pentanols. They are all position isomers. And then the second set is the butanols. They are also position isomers. So I wasn't giving any mark for this, just goodwill. Now the pentanol with a chiral carbon, that would be 2 pentanol or pentan-2-ol. 1 point. And then the butanol with the chiral carbon, that would be 2-methyl-butan-1-ol or 3-methyl-butan-2-ol. Yes, so that was also 1 point, giving a total of 8 points. Now let's see what the contestants did. West Africa, you went for the difficult ones first. And so you have the butanols. You have the first one. Actually, I should have numbered them so that I just use the numbers. The order in which I presented them. You had the first one, the second one, and the third one. Then for the propanol, you had the 1 propanol. And that was the end of your success. So you have 4 out of 10. All right, Krobo girls. You have the pentanols, right? All 3 of them. Then you have 2 of the butanols. You have 2 of the butanols, the last 2 that I mentioned. You have those 2 right. And then you have the propanol right. So that gives you 6 out of 10. Prempeh College. So you have the 3 pentanols, that's 3. You have the 4 butanols. When it came to the propanol, I don't know what confusion you had there, whether 2 or 1, so I can't give that to you. It's too confusing. All right. And then the chiral, the pentanol with the chiral carbon, you had that right. You didn't get the one. You didn't get the butanol with the chiral carbon. So in all, you have 8 out of 10. End of the problem of the day and the end of round 3. Please pick up your notepads. Round 4. In this round, I'm going to be presenting you with statements. When you receive a statement, please consider the statement carefully and let me know whether it's true or false. If you're right, 2 points. If you're incorrect, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to respond, in which case the statement becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If right, 2 full points. If it's incorrect, there's a penalty, 1 point. Best wishes to all 3 schools. I'm starting with you this time, West Africa. But before I come to you, I have a preamble to all schools. So preamble for this first set, preamble. The diameter of a solid sphere is D. That's the preamble. All right, so now West Africa. The surface area of the sphere is given by S equals pi D squared. Sahine?
True.
Yes. Krobo girls. The volume of the sphere is given by V equals 2 pi D cubed over 3. Harriet?
False.
Yes. The cross-sectional area of a hemisphere of the sphere is A equals pi D squared over 2. Up here?
True.
No, that's a false statement. Carbon bonds cannot be oxidized. Sahine?
False.
Yes. Any hydrocarbon with the general formula CnH2n will always react with hydrogen in the presence of palladium or nickel. Jemima?
False.
Yes. The acronym DDT stands for dichlorodiphenyl trichloromethane. Yes, Apia?
False.
Yes. Copepods lack a circulatory system and gills. Instead, oxygen is absorbed directly via the skin. Sahine?
False.
No, that's a true statement. Most copepods contain one centrally located compound eye. However, some species lack an eye. Yes, Jemima?
True.
Yes. Copepods possess specialized thoracic appendages called maxillipeds that are used for feeding. Up here?
True.
Yes. The numerical aperture of a step index optical fiber equals the difference between the claddon and core refractive indices. Yes, Sahine?
False.
Yes. The numerical aperture of a step index optical fiber equals the average of the cladding and core refractive indices. Jemima.
True.
No, that's a false statement. The greater the numerical aperture of a step index optical fiber, the greater the maximum angle of incidence for light guided by the core. Yes, Apia.
True.
Yes. For the next set, I have a short preamble. Preamble. X is a real number. That's the preamble. So, West Africa. If x squared is greater than 4, then x is greater than 2. Yes, Sahine?
False.
Yes. If x cubed is less than negative 27, then x is less than negative 3. Jemima.
False. False.
That's a true statement, unfortunately. If x squared is less than negative 3, then x is greater than negative 3. Yes, Apia?
False.
No, that's a true statement. Silica is a giant molecule in which silicon-oxygen-silicon bonds are all covalent. Yes, Ahine?
True.
Yes. Aluminium oxide and silicon oxide are both amphoteric. Yes, Jemima.
False.
Yes. Catalysts perform their functions without undergoing any chemical change. Apia?
True.
Yes. Next set, I have a preamble to all schools. State whether these statements are true or false about the hurdles to human cloning. Did you get the preamble? State whether these statements are true or false about the hurdles to human cloning. So, West Africa. There are no individuals ready to be cloned. Sahine?
False.
Yes. There are legal and ethical issues involved in the process. Yes, Jemima?
True.
Yes. A A low percentage of the nuclear transfers result in non-viable organisms. Up here.
True.
No. Last set. Last set of statements. And I have a preamble to all schools. Preamble. In an experiment to investigate Coulomb's law, two identical insulated spheres are suspended close to each other, and each is given the same charge Q. That's the preamble. I hope you got it. You got it. Your partner got it. Now, West Africa. If the charge on each sphere is doubled, the repulsive force on each of them doubles. Sahne?
Force.
You're right. If the separation between the spheres is halved, the repulsive force on each of them quadruples. Jemima?
True. True. True.
Yes. Last statement. The repulsive force on each sphere is proportional to the common charge Q on each of them. Up here.
False.
Yes. That's the end of the fourth round. Of the fourth round, Krobo Girls Senior High School has 26 points. Prempeh College has 42 points. West Africa Senior High School has 46 points. Fifth and final round. In this round, I'm going to be reading out clues. Your objective is to solve the riddle. For an opportunity to solve a riddle, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, Prempeh College? Thank you. Yours, Krobo Girls. Thank you. Yours, West Africa. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. On the second clue, 4 points. On the third or any clue thereafter, 3 points. There are 4 riddles. Best wishes, everyone. I am an inorganic compound despite the fact that my complex anion has some covalent bonds. My complex anion bears a negative charge of 1. Whether in my solid state or as an aqueous solution, I am sensitive to heat and it destroys me. During my exposure to heat, I blow out a colorless, non-poisonous gas. My cation is derived from the second metal of group 1 of the periodic table. Because I blow out a gas when exposed to heat, I am added to dough that has to be fried or baked. Yes, Sahine.
Sodium bicarbonate.
Yes? Yes. But you people, you are young men. I thought you like the systematic names. Anyway, that's also, it's still sodium bicarbonate. All right. I read all the clues. 3 points. Next one. I am a physical constant that imposes restrictions on certain phenomena. I am relatively large, which makes casual observation to mistake me for an infinite quantity. I am a speed, and the largest of any speed. Yes, Abdul.
I am speed of light in vacuum.
You are right. Of the clues. The rest of the clues. No object with mass can have speed as high as me, and no object that moves as fast as me has a rest frame. And yes, it's the speed of light in vacuum. They solved the riddle on the third clue, 3 points. Next one. Piece of very simple aquatic research equipment. I am believed to have been developed by a British military surgeon, marine biologist, zoologist, botanist, and published naturalist. My second recorded use was by Charles Darwin during the Beagle Survey voyage. I consist of a towing line and bridles, nylon mesh net, and a cord end. I am considered one of the oldest, simplest, and inexpensive methods of sampling planktons in standing bodies of water. I allow researchers to analyze plankton both quantitatively, that is cell density, cell colony, or biomass, and qualitatively. So who am I? Sahine.
Bait.
No. Yes. Jemima.
A net.
No, that's not enough. Yes, Apia.
Plankton nets.
Yes, it's a plankton net. I read all the clues, 3 points. Last one. I am a central point to a triangle. I may be inside or outside the triangle. I am a common point on some perpendiculars to the sides of a triangle. Yes. Up here.
Autocenter. Autocenter.
That's incorrect. I continue. I am equidistant from the vertices of a triangle. I am the point of intersection of the perpendicular bisectors of the sides. Yes, Jemima.
Secure center.
You are right. Reading the fifth clue, 3 points. The 3 points. That's the end of the fifth round. the end of the contest, here are the final scores. Krobo Girls Senior High School has 29 points. Prempeh College has 45 points. West Africa Senior High School has 52 points. Money zone, I have some announcements to make. GCB Bank is donating the following. Krobo Girls Senior High School, you will receive a total amount of 1,160 Ghana cedis for 3 contestants and 1 teacher. Prempeh College will receive a total amount of 1,800 Ghana cedis for 3 contestants, 1 teacher. And West Africa Senior High School will receive a total amount of 2,080 Ghana cedis for 3 contestants and 1 teacher. In addition to that, Bond Savings and Loans is donating an amount of 1,000 Ghana cedis to the winning team. Thank you. Krobo Girls, thank you for being here. This was a tough contest. Jemima, you owe me that joke. Best wishes. Prempeh College, thank you for being here and for giving us a good contest. I know you were hoping to go to the final. Unfortunately, today didn't work out. What was too much. Best wishes, best wishes. West Africa Senior High School. Congratulations on winning the contest. Very well done. Well done. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the grand finale. Congrats, congrats. Thank you very much for joining us for this really exciting semi-final contest. There's one contest left. I don't think you want to miss it for anything. If you've been with us from the beginning, why would you want to miss the end? So please make your plans to join us for the grand finale, which will be featuring West Africa Senior High School, St. Peter's Senior High School, and Adesadal College. Before we leave, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We also have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious